Boys and girls, it is the next day. I only have a little while. My wife wants to go to see a movie, so we're going to go do that. But we're going to test the battery because I charged it all night. It's fully charged. And we're using my BM560 battery analyzer. So, BM580, my bad. I've used this thing a ton. My wife's battery, well, it went dead on her the other day. She has a 2019 Kia Soul with 15,000 miles on it, and she called me. She goes, "You got to come pick me up, take me somewhere. My battery's dead." And I go, "Your battery's dead?" Well, it is 5 years old, I guess. So anyway, I took her to where she needed to go, put my charger on the battery till it said it was fully charged, and then put my meter on it, realized it had 40% state of health. So that told me I need to replace her battery, and I did. So got her battery replaced, and then I've never tested this battery, so we're hooking up the cables now. We are going to test it. The battery says right on the top that it is 700 cold cranking amps, which is unbelievably huge for a little engine like this. But anyway, so we're going to go through this menu real quick here. It just says check. Yep. It's 12 volt. Scroll down. Check. In the vehicle. Yes. And it's a battery test. Yep, because you can do other tests, right? Yep. Please confirm that the engine is turned off. Yeah, you don't want to do this while it's running. Okay, it is definitely off. And it's a regular flooded battery. It's not AGM or anything like that, far as I can tell. But I have no idea how old it is. So I'm hoping that it's like 70% or above and we'll run it. But you never know. So let's see. Regular flooded, yes. We're going to check cold cranking amps, yes. And 640, that's what my wife's battery was because it maintains the last, whatever I programmed this thing to read. So her battery was 640 cold cranking amps. This one is 700, so we're going to scroll up to 700, click OK, and we're going to let it test. Oh my star, state of health is 100%. That is a perfectly good battery. So it is 700 cranking amps, but it tests at 839 cranking amps. Do you see that? You know what? I'm going to take the battery out of this golf cart and put it in my shop truck because my battery in there isn't this good. I'm sure I've got something around here that's also really good, but that is substantial overkill for a under 400 cc engine, and it is 100. It's more than, it tests more than 100% good. 839 cranking amps is what it tests. A meter like this is fantastic. I just use it all the time. I mean, every month I've used it for something. I went and tested Carter Patterson Racing had a couple race batteries. I went and tested them for them, and it turned out that the one they had in their race car and their spare, which was new old stock in the box, it was carried as a spare for years. Neither one of them tested real good. And so anyway, they replaced the battery. It's the last thing you need in the middle of a race is not to have a decent battery, and it costs you positions or cost you a race. So anyway, very, very good thing to have. They are not expensive. I do have a video on this. Go find it in my channel, and there's a link in that video to Amazon to get you one. Okay, great little machines. Again, I just use them all the time, and I'm not above buying used batteries on Marketplace, but I've been stung before. Luckily, they were real inexpensive batteries, and I used them as a core anyway, but not with my new machine. With this, if I go buy a used battery, I bring this and test it before I buy it. So a lot of wrecking yards will sell you batteries for 30, 40 bucks, which would be great if it's a good battery, but how do you know? You can't tell by looking. Get you a meter, take it in, test the battery before you buy it. Okay, we're going to pull the spark plug out of this thing, and we are going to make sure it is the plug it's supposed to have. Okay, so let me get some tools. Here we go. All right, 13/16 socket it is. Yep, brand new plug. But is it the right plug? Uh-oh. What in the world is this? I do not recognize the brand of this plug. Therefore, it goes in the trash. Let me go get a decent NGK spark plug for this golf cart. I do not know what this is. It might be shiny, but this thing runs like crap. And we don't trust this stuff, all right? All right, out in the shed. This is the plug, BPR4ES. And I was a good boy, and I bought a box of 4 of them last time I ordered some. So I got them. Let's go get one in. And girls, it is the next day. I got that correct spark plug installed. And let's put the carburetor on. I just put it on with a couple nuts to hold it. And we'll get the thing restarted. Make sure it runs correctly. I don't believe we had any issues with the carburetor itself. I think our issues were with this weird spark plug. I don't know why people put those in. You buy those cheap kits on the internet. It comes with those no-name plugs. And yeah, they just ain't worth it. Almost cost me a sale of a John Deere one day. I put one of those torch plugs in because it came with a kit, and I never even actually cut grass or anything with that tractor. I only started it a few times here at the shop, and when the buyer actually came for it, it wouldn't start at all. And I was like pulling teeth here. I'm like, man, everything is new on this thing. Well, that was my first and last experience with one of those cheapy Chinese spark plugs. I went and grabbed a correct plug off the shelf, put it in there, the thing fired right up. I mean, never turned twice. It was, anyway, don't use them. Don't use them. Okay, I'm going to slide this carburetor back on, put the linkage back on, and we're going to fire this thing back up. Again, correct spark plug, clutch done. Get the carburetor on there. Oh, you know what? I got to clean this fuel system first, too. It's first thing in the morning here. And I need to drain all this gas out because that gas could be old, could have water in it. There's a tiny little bit of dirt we can swab out of there. So let me deal with that first. Before we fire it up, I'll just slide this carb on there. Go from there. Just a little bit of fuel in there. Here we go. Guys, I used this electric pump set up for emptying fuel tanks and such, hooked up to a battery. I got a filter in line with it, so anything I pump out of there I could use. There was like 2.5 gallons in there. I thought it was just like a little bit at the bottom, but I filled those 2 of the 3 oil cans. One of those is a 5-quart, and then half the other one. So there was a lot of fuel in there. So anyway, I took some paper towels and my little flexi screwdriver thing and went down in the bottom, just kind of sopped everything up best I could. And then I put a couple gallons of non-ethanol fuel back in it, finished putting the carburetor back on with the exception of the air box, and then got it running. And it seems to run better. I'm not sure if it's perfect or not. It seems a little lean for the moment. However, I don't have the air cleaner assembly on, and that will be next. I think that will solve that and she'll be running great. I've got it pretty warm. because I need to fix this boot right here. It's been pulled off of there. So I think I'll pull that boot off. I'm going to do some just general cleanup on the engine just to make it presentable. We'll put the air box back on and then fire it up again. And it's really a blustery day out there. I don't know if we'll take it out for a test drive or not, but we'll see. Anyway, we're certainly making progress. Here we go. All right, we got it all cleaned up, got air cleaner assembly all put back, and it did fix its little run issue. It was just a little bit lean before, but it's doing good now. I don't know if it'll start without the choke or not. Let's find out. Yeah, there we go. Sweet. Okay, we got it. I am going to steal that battery. I've got other smaller batteries around here. That sucker tested yesterday at 825 cranking amps. I'm putting that in my shop truck because it needs a battery. And the ones I had I felt were a little small for that, but even these little guys are 640 cranking amps, and it's pretty good. Anyway, I'm going to charge it up to 100%. Oh, I think it's done. Yeah, it's done charging, so it was good. It's just been sitting around for a little bit. So I'm going to put that battery in here before I pull it off the lift. I tried to grease that Zerk fitting on that new clutch, and every tip I tried was too large. Outside diameter was too large. So I've ordered those little needles, which I'd never had. My dad had one when I was a kid. Never had to use for one till now. But anyway, I need to grease this clutch. And I put a new clutch in that machine as well. And need to grease that one. So what else I'm going to do with this? Oh, I forgot to plug in the vent on the air cleaner box. Let's do that before I forget again. It's visible from the other side, not so much from this side. Oh yeah, man, that's hard on the fingers. There we go. There we go. Yeah, and then you know what's next? Two things got to happen with this machine coming up on next videos. One, I need to sit down and order today. I want to do seat upholstery and a steering wheel on this guy. I think I already told you. I'm going to put wheels and tires on that machine, set the wheels, tires, hubcaps that are on there in a stack, and take these and figure out a full set of the best tires, hopefully all four match, and put the best tires I got on this one, clean up those hubcaps, put those on, and then detail this machine out. Take the Herbie numbers off. That one's painted on. The others I think are decals. Yeah, decals. We'll get those off of there. We'll get this thing polished up, get the black kind of restored, and this machine's going to be pretty much done, ready to go. Yeah, ready to go for an undisclosed where it's going, but it's going to be fun. All right, I think we're going to end this video here. Let me take care of these little things. We'll move on to that cart and get the wheels and tires on in a separate video, because those are going to look cool. And then I hopefully have parts coming this week for the red one, and we'll get on that one as well. yeah, awesome. Okay, progress has been made. This thing is mechanically good to go. Guys, thanks for watching the video. Please give it a thumbs up on the way out. Comment below. I check comments absolutely for sure every single morning, including this morning. If you want to comment on this project, any other project, tell me what you're doing. I don't care. I will talk to you in the morning in the comment section, and we'll see you on the next video.